Hello everybody. In this video I'm just going to quickly demonstrate how the hacking minigame works. I'm making this video as requested by somebody in the comments section. It's the first time I'm making a video, so please bear with me. So first, what you need to do is you need to find a breach point within the map. You can see them there by this symbol. You can see them in the minimap here. And when you get close to them, you'll have the option to connect. This will require a minimum intelligence level before you can connect. You can see there next to it, this one requires 5, which I have. So now you need to jack in. So it takes you to this mini game, and essentially the rules are quite simple. You need to complete these sequences here. There's 3 complete different sequences, V1, V2 and V3. If you complete one of these sequences, they will give you certain rewards. V1 will give you about €100, V2 about 200 and V3 about €300. It is possible to complete all 3. Not all the time, you have to see what's possible on the board, but if you do get all of them, then you're going to get about €600, just a bit more. There is perks, which I mentioned in the guide, that allow you to increase the amount of Eurodollars you get by up to 100%. So I'll show you that at the end of this guide if you're interested in that. So you can get about 1200 if you're able to get all of these 3 sequences. So how do you get them? First, let's just have a look at the screen. Here you've got your code matrix. This is where we will select our symbols and which sequence we'll select them in. The buffer, this is how many symbols in total we can select, in this case 6. And here you've got the sequences we want to get. So how does the code matrix work? Well, first it goes in order. So first you can only pick on this row 1. And as you can see, it highlights down here when I've got selected. That means that as soon as I pick one, the subsequent pick I will only be able to pick from this column. And then it continues in that fashion. So it goes 1 row. Once you picked a symbol, you're limited to the column that you picked on that symbol. So let's say I pick 7A here. I can only now, on my next pick one of these options. Let's say I pick 55. If I pick 55 as my next symbol, I will be limited to this row. If I pick 1C afterwards, then I'll be limited to this column. And that's pretty much how it works. So remember, row, column, row, column. So how then do you find these sequences? So let's have a look. First, so you've got a timer, so we've got 33 seconds once I click my first symbol before the time runs out. So we have a bit of time. And remember, this doesn't start until I click my first symbol. So let's see what we've got to look at. So the first sequence is 1C, 7A. The second one is 1C times 3, and the other one is 1C, 7A, BD. So, and you can complete these in any order, and we may be able to complete all 3. So let's have a look at what we've got. So each one starts with 1C, okay? But if we look 1C and 7A, 1C, 7A, so if we complete this one, the sequence, we will automatically complete this one because they use the same 2 symbols. But we've also got 1C here. So ideally what we'd want, could we find the symbols 1C, 1C, 1C. If we complete this one, we've also completed the first symbol here. Then we just need to pick 7A and BD. So in order to get all 3, ideally what I want is 1C, 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 7A, BD. So let's have a look if that's possible. So 1C. If I was to pick it from here, my only other option to get 1C is here. Okay, second pick would be 1C. That gives me 1C, 1C. Then I'm going to be limited to this row, because remember, row, pick 1. Pick 2 would be 1C, because I'm limited to this column. And pick 3 would be limited to this row. So actually, I can definitely make 3 1Cs here. So I can pick 1C, 1C, and I've got 3 options here. Then I just need to pick 7A and BD. So if I go 1C, 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 that gets me to 7A, and then I've got to pick here a BD. So let's put this into practice. And again, it's always good to plan before you click, because as soon as you click, the time starts. 1C, 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 7A, BD. So that will get us all 3 sequences. So let's try. 1C, 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 7A, BD. And there you go. So that got us all 3 sequences. I do have the perk that gives me 100% extra rewards. That's great. Now, that was random. I could pick all 3 of them. Oftentimes, you won't be able to get all 3. The combinations just simply won't be there. Either because they use too many different symbols, or because the symbols that you need, especially in the first row, aren't there, so you can't line them all up following those rules. In which case, you can always just press escape. That will exit the minigame, and as long as you haven't picked anything, then you're free to go in and just jack in again, and it will have completely reset and given you a new random set of numbers. So feel free to do that as many times as you want. The rewards are worth it, especially if you're a bit tight on cash. It's a good reward. So now we've jacked it. You can see I've made 1600 there from that. So if I go to character, so I've got 5 intelligence. In Breach Protocol, this is the perk. It's two perks here. The first one gives you 50% additional Eurodollars. The second one gives you 100%. If you have 7 intelligence, you get the extended network interface, and this really just highlights nearby access points. I haven't tried it yet myself, so I don't know how useful it is. Usually when you're in an area, as long as you do a bit of scanning, they tend to highlight anyway, so I haven't had really any need to use this yet. Anyway, I hope this video is useful to you. Please leave feedback. It's my first one, so be gentle, and I hope it was useful. Thank you.